Hi everybody, my name is Melissa Niles. Welcome to Wellness Wednesdays, our exciting new series brought to you by Capital Recovery Center and the Department of Human Services. So today I have a good friend and Mental Health and Addiction Board member, Shoshana Osofsky. Am I saying your name right?
Yes, you are.
Thank goodness. Who is, not only is she a good friend, she's somebody that exudes peace and calm, although you might not think so, but you do.
Especially when I'm nervous.
But you do, you exude peace and calm, and Shoshana has been practicing acupuncture. So can you tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got into acupuncture and how long you've been doing it?
Well, I didn't start out wanting to be an acupuncturist. I was interested in herbal medicine.
Oh.
And at the time I couldn't find a clinical program in New York where I was living. And a friend of mine suggested acupuncture school. And I said, no way, I hate needles, I don't want to do that. But it was like an earworm, and it worked on me for several years. And I kept trying to ignore it, but it would not go away. So then I had to try acupuncture for myself, and I got hooked and went to acupuncture school. And interestingly, I did not study Chinese herbs when I was in acupuncture school.
Okay.
But I really fell in love with the philosophy and the spirit, and found the needles very powerful.
So what is the philosophy of acupuncture?
So the ancient Chinese sages, they studied natural rhythms, they studied natural forces, and they applied these to the body. So it starts with Yin and Yang Theory.
Like your earrings.
Like my earrings, that's
Okay.
right, that's right. Which is all about balance. And the best, I'm going to digress a little, but Yin and Yang is such a fundamental concept in Chinese medicine, and it's very important. If you think about the most extreme event, say the shortest day of the year, right? In Yin and Yang theory, the shortest day of the year contains the seed of the summer.
So the winter solstice.
The winter solstice is the moment of stillness between fall going to winter. You have the longest day, and then once you hit that the longest night, it's the return, it marks the return of the light. It's the beginning of the shift.
Okay.
So, and that concept of extremes changing into one another, it can be hard for us in the West because we think so either or. Things can't be two things at once. But in Chinese medicine they can, and there's this transformation. So on the summer solstice, which is coming up this month, the longest day of the year, the seed of the winter is in that moment. So the days are getting longer, longer, longer. You hit the summer solstice, and now things get shorter, less and less. So you use that in the medicine to realize that everything is connected, and that by changing one part or one aspect, you can change the whole system. Acupuncturists think that there are pathways that flow through the body.
Is that the qi?
The qi flows in there as well, and it means the blood as we think of blood, but it also has spirit functions that we don't really think about in Western medicine. There's a cycle where the qi flows through each of the 12 primary meridians over a 24-hour period.
Oh, okay.
So by treating one meridian, you can actually affect the whole body, at least in theory.
Okay. So the meridians are not the same thing as the chakras?
No, they're similar concepts. And the chakras are, energy centers, and the acupuncture channels are energy centers, and the points are concentrations on the body. Like maybe you can think of an eddy in a stream, or a place where the energy may pool, and they can be related to anatomical features. So if you look at my friend here,
That's Joe, by the way.
Joe. Let's say, okay, here by the clavicle, right? There's if you can feel this on yourself. There's a little depression here. Well, that's an acupuncture landmark, and there's an acupuncture point in there.
Is that the juncture where it meets right here?
If you look between the clavicle and the muscle, there's like a little boop,
Okay.
a little dip, a little valley.
Okay.
So a lot of the acupuncture points have names with valleys, ravines, abyss, representing the anatomy.
Okay.
So we were talking about the ancient sages and how they observed nature and they applied it to the human body. They studied the way nature moves and changes, the way the seasons change, the day and night, the way the animals behave, and that's they took that understanding, and human beings, we're creatures of symbols. Language is symbols, and they applied that to the body. So the acupuncture points also have symbols, are symbolic. They're physical, but they're also symbolic.
Okay.
And I really don't believe that there's a separation between mind, body, spirit. I really do believe that we're one whole,
Right.
with these different aspects. And if you think about what a symbol is, even if you don't understand what the meaning of a symbol is, it still can have power. So we dream all the time. We might remember the dreams, we might not, but the symbols in the dream, whether we analyze them or not, they're meaningful.
Yeah.
And so the points, whether you know what the point means or not, it has a meaning that I think speaks to our body, mind, spirit on very profound levels.
Wow. So for people who are people who develop addictions, compulsive behaviors, substance use disorders, things like that, can acupuncture benefit someone? And if so, how?
Okay, so I'm going to answer in two different ways. One is although it's not explicit in the scope of acupuncture in the state of New Jersey, classically and traditionally, acupuncture treated the Shen. And the Shen, or spirit, is, we would think of that today as mental health. And if you look up the scope of practice in New Jersey, it will not say mental health. But if you understand Shen and Chinese medicine, then that's part of mental health. So that's and acupuncture, because it treats the whole person, ideally, substance issues are part of the whole person. So it wouldn't be separate. So you would treat the whole person, and that's one aspect of what they come in with, and so that's what you work with. But there's another way I want to answer the question, and that has to do with some history of acupuncture in the United States. So in the 1970s, at Lincoln Recovery Center in the Bronx, New York, there was a group of health and community activists that were looking for a non-pharmaceutical alternative to methadone. And their thinking at the time was, the heroin's a substance. If we give methadone, that's another substance, and we're part of the problem. And I'm not giving my opinion on that. I'm just saying that was the philosophy that they had at that time. And one of the I think it was one of the psychiatrists read about read an article by a doctor from Hong Kong who performed surgery on a man who was suffering from heroin withdrawal. And after the surgery, the man reported a reduction in his symptoms. He was receiving acupuncture anesthesia for the surgery.
Instead of sodium Panathol, whatever it is.
Yes, yeah.
He just received acupuncture.
Yeah, they do electroacupuncture for anesthesia. And that little blip in some article in a scientific journal was enough for the folks at Lincoln to say, let's explore this. So they started fooling around with acupuncture, trying different things. And I believe that was before it was licensed in this country. So it was really, there was a lot of creativity and openness, and of course it was also the Times, and it was a group of activists, so they were really willing to take risks, and they were also committed to their community and were trying all kinds of things. There is a little, oh wait, no, we have to go to the beginning.
Yeah.
So tell me what you're about to do.
Okay, so I have a tiny little sterilized seed on a piece of adhesive.
Okay.
And I'm going to put that on your ear. There's a little triangle at the top of the ear.
Is that like the Dr. Spock area?
I don't think it's Spock. Spock is on top here,
Oh,
I think.
okay.
But this little triangle, you put this little piece of adhesive, well, if it wants to stick, there. You put this little piece of adhesive here.
Okay.
All right, and you press it in. And you can't do this wrong. Wherever you put it, that's the right spot to put it.
Okay, and that is because?
And that is because your body knows. Your body has wisdom.
Okay.
And so wherever you put it is you're following your inner calling. And then what you do is you make an ear sandwich, and on the opposite side of where the first bead is, you just put the second bead. And then when you're feeling anxious or you're feeling cravings or something, you can just massage these gently. Take a couple of deep breaths.
I feel very relaxed.
And there you go.
Thank you. Just one is all you need?
You can put it on both sides.
Okay.
And it's interesting how they arrived at these little beads. You can buy magnets. By
I'm
the
already
way.
feeling so relaxed.
You can buy magnets. You can even buy fancy crystal thingies.
Oh, how long can I leave these in?
So I like to, I think it's good to cycle on and off, right? We were talking about yin and yang and cycles. So when you, if you do the same thing all the time, your body gets a bit habituated. Think about perfume, how you react to perfume. You put perfume on in the beginning of the day, and you smell it, and then by the end of the day, you don't even know you have it on, and someone will say, oh, you smell good, and you're like, what? Oh, yeah, I put that on in the morning, but I can't smell it on myself now. So you get habituated. So I like to tell people, put them on, leave them on 3 to 5 days, take it off for, a day, 2 days, and then you can put them back on again. Is something bad going to happen if you leave them on? No, but you want to keep it effective. So try cycling. They at Lincoln, they started using the beads. Moms would come into the clinic, and their kids would be with them, and the kids were curious, what's mom getting? And the staff wanted to find something that they give the kids an experience. Mm-hmm. They started experimenting with the beads, and it wound up being very popular. The kids loved them. So they set up a Saturday clinic just for children. and then they taught the kids how to do this. So the kids could, and they'd send them home with beads. The kids could use them on themselves. They could use it on each other. They could even put it on their parents, their moms and dads. And kids with ADHD were feeling more relaxed and that are able to concentrate.
So you can come down, viewer, 72 North Pearl Street, but right now, because of COVID, we're doing it by appointment, so you can call us at 856-391-7449. You come on in, we'll give you some acupuncture detox beads or wellness beads if you don't need it for detox. Just, I'm already feeling clarity and I'm feeling calm. Come on down and get your pair of acupuncture beads, not with the needles, these are little seeds, at Capital Recovery Center. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.